Okay, I am recording now. Go right ahead.
Okay, the officer name is Officer Kim Hall. He works for the Rapid Parish Sheriff Department. I came in contact with him when someone called him on the scene. Uh, when he approached me, he didn't approach me in a manner way. He approached me as he wanted, my son to get his ass out the car.
Well,
He got
let's
the
go back. Let's
courtesy.
go back over that. The officers from the Rapids Parish Sheriff's Office. He had a call to come to your home.
No, someone called him out there on the scene when my children was out there fighting.
Okay, so your kids were having a fight. Someone called him, and he shows up at the scene. And the first thing he
So
does is he becomes unprofessional.
he was very unprofessional.
Okay, okay. Walk me through what he did in terms of what was unprofessional for you.
Well, it was unprofessional. When he swung around the corner where I was sitting at, like I say, he approached me and asked me where my son was. If he was in the vehicle, tell him to get his ass out. That's what he kept saying. He said, if my son don't get out the vehicle right now, they are under arrest, you know. And if I move my vehicle, he will take all our ass to jail. And that's what I didn't like.
Okay,
So
now
when he
he
pulled
actually
off,
he actually used that sort of language with you.
yes, he did.
He said, "Tell your
Yes,
son to
he
get his
did.
ass out of the vehicle."
Yes, he did. And
Okay.
I have my children was in the vehicle.
Mm-hmm. And
When he kept going,
how old is your son that he was talking to like this?
he's 16.
So he's a 16-year-old kid. He's not even an adult.
No, he's not. And my daughter is 13.
And the officer spoke that way in front of your daughter as well.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you a question. And I don't want to, embarrass you or say anything that's going to offend you,
Okay.
but I'm going to ask you some of the questions that I think the police are going to ask. Um,
Okay.
did you guys say anything to him that he could consider offensive?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Did anyone threaten the officer in any way?
No, sir.
Okay. Did anyone fail to cooperate with the officer when he gave commands?
No, sir.
Okay. So you guys were cooperating, doing what he asked you to do, and he was still making offensive remarks.
Yes. And as he was going on, I asked him nicely, can I move my vehicle to take it back to my home because my 5-year-old girl was in that vehicle. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't need to be out there like that. And he said yes. So when he came into my home, as I was on the phone anyway talking to the city police. Um, he came to the home. The kids came in the home. They approached the home first.
Mm-hmm.
And when he walked into my living room, he told my kids, "Get y'all answers to him right now and sit at the damn table. And I don't want to hear a damn thing y'all have to say." And that was kind of, I
He
don't think that was right.
he was talking to you like that in your own home.
Yes, in my home, I have witness.
And who were the witnesses? Did your family witness this?
One of the, my oldest son was here. He's 19, named Marlo. He heard it.
Okay. And were you guys doing anything that would cause him to speak with you that way?
He was already upset. No, sir. He was upset when he approached us because what the people was telling him. He
Okay.
was upset when he seen this little girl's face.
Okay.
That's
So,
at 6 o'clock in the morning.
okay. Did he give your son a fair hearing in terms of giving him a chance to tell his side of the story?
No, no, that's the reason I contact y'all. He said he didn't want to hear a damn thing they had to say. They all going to court. Both of my children was going to court.
And did he arrest your son?
No, he did not arrest me.
Did he write him a citation?
Yes, we got one. Both of
Oh,
my kids got one.
okay. And what's on the citation?
Simply battery, fighting.
Okay. And who's the other kid they were fighting with? A neighbor? A neighbor?
It's a girl that stay on the other street,
Mm-hmm.
also on the bus stop, and had a fight with my daughter. My son didn't have anything to do with it. It also was involved with another girl that stayed on the sidewalk from us.
Mm.
That's my little girl's friend. Now, it was just three girls having a fight. My son didn't have anything to do with it, but he
Okay.
gave my son a citation too.
Okay. All right. And your problem with it was the way that he spoke with you, and he offended your
Yes,
family.
yes. He
Okay.
told me to shut the hell up.
And did he tell you to shut up too?
Yes, he told me to shut the hell up. He don't want to hear nothing we had to say. He was concerned about the young girl's face. So when he said that, I said, well, look at my daughter's face. She got a swole eye. He said, I don't care. They started stuff. She got a witness and all this and that. So it just went on. So he asked me for my ID. As he left, the same people that had a fight with came to my home. I called the city
Okay, so he came in and instructed the city police not to take a report
right.
with your side of the
That's
story,
right. Yes, sir.
and he never took down your side of the story.
No, he didn't.
Okay, let me tell you a few things. First of all, police officers, when they respond to calls, are supposed to be fair and impartial, almost like a judge. And if they're behaving differently than that, then it's inappropriate. Now, how far he went may or may not be out of policy in terms of his favoritism, but I can tell you that his behavior in terms of using profanity falls under a category of unprofessional conduct. And if you can prove that he said those things, regardless of what else was going on, he's likely to be punished if the department has any sort of um, reliable complaint intake system. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call the sheriff's office and just ask them a few questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. And just stand by. Don't say anything unless I ask you to speak, all right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on the line with a friend, and I have a question about how to proceed with a complaint against a deputy.
Okay, let me give you two supervisors. Hold on.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir. I'm on the line with a friend, and we wanted to know how to report a complaint against the deputy. And I guess my first question is, if I describe to you what happened, maybe you can tell me if we have a complaint?
Okay.
Well, if an officer came to my house to handle a dispute with a neighbor's kid, and he comes to the house and starts using profanity, cursing me, and calling me, telling me to shut up, shut the hell up, and you so and so's keep your mouth closed, would that be appropriate conduct?
No, sir.
Okay. And if we had witnesses that heard him say these things, would that be
First of
grounds?
all, who's the deputy?
Ma'am, can you tell him who the deputy's name is?
His name is Officer Kim Howard.
Did you hear that, sir?
Hey, when did this happen?
Go ahead, ma'am. You can tell him.
When did it happen? What's the date? November the 12th.
November the 12th, sir.
Okay, she's already been up here. I've already spoke to her, and my captain has already spoke to her about this.
Okay. Does she have grounds for a complaint?
No, she does not.
And will you guys investigate it?
No, we will not.
Okay. Do you have a complaint form?
No, we do not.
You don't have a complaint form. You don't investigate. And can you just tell me why you won't investigate it?
Because she has no complaint. That's why. We're through talking.
Ma'am, would you just stand by?
Huh? Oh, no.
Yeah, he hung up in my face.
Mm-hmm. That's how they did me.
I get it.
They're wrong.
Sheriff's office.
Yes, sir. I was speaking with an officer a moment ago, and he hung the phone up in my face, and I'd like to report that. Pardon me?
That was me.
And what's your name, sir?
Sergeant Cooley.
Sergeant Cooley. Who is your supervisor, Sergeant Cooley?
That would be Lieutenant Brown.
Is he available?
No, sir, he's on vacation.
And is the sheriff available?